Whoa man, I can't believe it, we just beat Slimer! Hey, but welcome back to more Limbus Company. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we defeated the Fairy Gentleman and got through the first little bit of Yisung's dungeon. This time we'll continue along the way. You can tell that I was in a... that I am now in a different recording session because it de-equipped everyone. But oh well. It's quiet. Nothing like the outskirts. You're right. Was the world beyond the outskirts one filled with such beautiful and tranquil beings? Yeah, I guess that must be the reason everyone tried to keep quiet about it. Right, do you, by any chance, know a story about the things beyond the outskirts? Except there's a thing that lives there, granting wishes to those who are earnest. Want to hear it? Sure, I always look forward to your stories. Can I wait just a moment? I saw something nice over there. When I look up at our sky, all we see is a pinch of muddled light. But here, I can see lone stars looking down at us. It's the city I can see from here is filled with cries of pain and despair. I'd rather gaze down at the people from the loneliness up in the sky and shed tears with them. Sorry, I was a bit late. There are some flowers I've never seen before. Maybe we could smell them as I tell my story. I see. Have you finally fulfilled your wish? Starting today, even if the handful of stars doesn't rise in a corner of the night sky, those stars will light the dark of the land below instead. So it'll all be okay. What was that just now? It felt like it was a story from long ago. As the golden bow generated the fathoms of the ego in a frenzy, foreign matters were mixed into them. Cake up singularity. Tears of the so-called tearful thing. You're gonna sure see that. Let's bring back dead people to fight us. Yes, they seem to be relevant to the experiences of melting down. Did the mind of the tearful thing melt into this residence as well? It means the tearful thing is no different from people. Dante, in this world there are many who seek after stars. The fight literally was a turn. Okay, technically it reached 2 turns, but whatever. The area twisted and a cabinet appeared from it. There's some items in its drawers. Take a closer look. Look closer, you can also see something else in there. So with keen eyes, you might be able to get something good. Yisung. Faust actually doesn't, but... I'm surprised Merceau doesn't have a bonus, but... Just Yisung. It's his dungeon after all. Yisung looked at the cabinet, soon discovered a hidden drawer. The drawer contained a number of useful items. Soon after, the air began to blur and the cabinet disappeared. Many objects appeared in the hidden compartment. Maybe useful for the coming encounters. What should we take? Give me a moment to look up what these actually... Alright, so, the first one has your gluttony skills do 10% extra damage. The middle is pride. Last one is sloth. I'm gonna do pride. Took the item out of the drawer in the 5th row, 8th column. It's a mysterious blue mass. When you look at it, it resembles a knife. Soon, the air begins to blur and the cabinet disappeared. Can't take all of them, unfortunately. But oh well. I'll take extra damage with the skill 3. This space has changed. Where was this place? What are you talking about, Unknown? It's the road we traverse all the time. Oh, right. This was the place of my day's profession, or the avenue nearby. You researched by night and during the day? I was an architect. Oh, an architect, huh? It's a new occupation you had, Yisung. Neat, you say. Originally, children used to run in these streets. Although there weren't many, they came into my view on occasion. Even a single abandoned ball could keep a smile on their faces. I am vastly fond of youths as well! Are they not the most innocent beings? Well, they're nowhere to be seen now. Where could they have gone? Once children are old enough to learn language, they are taken to factories. Among them are those I made. Those factories whose architecture I designed with my hands. Yisung. They were optimized for efficiently monitoring people, made pressing laborers more convenient than ever. Perhaps the reason my income has been rather high is that the owners of those buildings run a profitable business. Now, even so, it's not like you spent that money to show off. You gave it all for the league. Remember? First thing I invented after getting a job at T-Corp. The identification tags, right? Yeah, I made them to help lost kids. It's absurd, I know. Maybe I expected to have more children reunite with their parents. But now they're being used to monitor the workers' time spent on the job in every factory. Heck, I made those things. Even I'm not free from the obligation to wear one while working. Those were the kinds of achievements we accomplished in T-Corp's district. Which is why I became more engrossed in the mirror. Untainted, unadulterated, I wish to immerse myself in the pure exploration of knowledge, so that I wouldn't have to take anything from anyone. You knew you'd face those predicaments since the moment you made your way to T-Corp's territory, avoiding exploitation and abuse, haven't you, Yi-san? That you'd have to exploit others if you don't want to be. So, don't feel guilty about it. Once again, just a single turn for that battle. The pacing is real bad, gameplay-wise. Up into here. Weirdly, no story with it. But... oh. Huh. I have read out the So That No One Will Cry log already in our Mirror Dungeon episode. So... I'm gonna speed through this fight. I don't know if I read out the event text for the event, but if I didn't, just let me know. When we get back to Mirror Dungeons that I record, I'll read through that, because we will encounter So That No One Will Cry again in Mirror Dungeons. He's fairly common. Flowers fell and all things began to make busy steps. More people are visiting us each day. Twice the noise fills the air. This isn't supposed to be a downtown marketplace or anything. It's gotten way too noisy in here. 9 was the right amount of people. Many new curiosities have taken up the space. May I be permitted to touch the inventions here? Can you shut that mouth? That's scary. Don't be so sour, Dongbek. Life is good to have. Some consider the assemblage to be mere noise, while some consider the commotion to be growth. As for me, I saw it slantwise as always. As heavy rain might pour for days after a spell of clear skies, I saw no meaning in attempting to fathom the caprices of weather. I would simply wait for things to calm, waiting out for the day's arrival. One thing I will say about my Yi-Sang voice, I feel like it's just a bit too quiet for my mic to pick up super well. But oh well. Young Ji hasn't shown up for this conference as well. I heard he's been officially invited by a wing. It's probably the second time. You don't happen to know which wing it was, do you? No one seems to know. Oh, you're displeased about it. You're the one who's your brother Young Ji's offer to go with him, Dongbek. So now he's be so fixated on the number 9? What if there are 8 or 5 of us? Say, Dongrang, how are you gonna stick to your vet routine? I made precious time in my packed schedule to clear out what Young Ji's group was like, and all I see are children's playthings. Oh, it's been a while, Nulene. It's a pleasure to see a fellow from my hometown here. You arrived later than we did, but it looks like you adapted much faster. I must say, it's a bit disheartening to hear you calling children's playthings. I'll be saying that once you've learned that animals feel pain just as we do. Exactly like we do. I'll take my word back if those animals start paying the kindness for bringing money or something. Nulene, you think it's for a gaudy action where technology sold for cash? You didn't even care to cast a glance at us mere months ago, calling Illuminator's comments is out of fashion. You've come now to rake off a piece of the profit you're smelling? Dongbek. Don't mistake it for covering. Don't mistake it for covering for you. Just don't want to see your face, that's all. By the way, what made you so passionate about curing animals? You can't pay the bills or anything. I can make a living. You like to nag a lot. Well, suppose I run a chicken restaurant. What? Hear me out for a second. I can make chickens grow tons of wings and cut them out without inflicting any pain. I only need a single pair to fly. That way, humans get more meat to eat, while chickens lose nothing for it. What name do you plan to give to the chicken? Let's see, how about Plumpy Chicken? Don't ring, you never try naming things again, got it? I may have heard a faint sound at that moment. It was the sound of a crack. Knowing what consequences the minuscule crack brought about, I chose to look past it. Perhaps I wanted to pretend I did not hear it. Alas, I was careless in my assumption that I could simply observe slantwise, as it comes to pass until it had seeped. Realization comes too late. No, Dongbek, your words weren't particularly reassuring either. It's actually what Nulene said that gave me an important lesson. No matter how hard I try, if technology doesn't have an immediate use, no one will give it a passing glance. Honestly, there's probably more nodes in just Kanto 4 than there are in, like, the first 3 combined. So long. It's a beautiful yet poignant story, isn't it? If all stories in the world were happy ones, the skies might not have need stars anymore. In solitude and darkness are stars born. You love my stories for the same reason. I'll tell you tales of more worlds. So cry for me. In my stead and in everyone else's. And some of the stories that you get are real short. Like that. After defeating this last node, you pick up the piece of the Torn Summer, which makes you take less gluttony damage. It's not much, but it's something. Pop into here. Isn't this a concept incinerator? What's it doing here? So even officially noticed that private technological inventions of groups of 5 or more people are not registered as business require a permit from T Corp. Same goes for technology. Everything that has been authorized by the Wings Tech Agency will be confiscated. When they're registered or taken by force, they'll be used in ways none of us wanted. That's why we'll rid the world of them before that happens. But why now of all times? Because of League's gatherings? Is this about the window? Wait, the idea that we have to make technology in secret could be a pitfall, you know? Who knows? T-Corp might just give us the approval. Foolish question. Do you forget the reason the League of Nine was established? We gathered together for the pure pursuit of knowledge, not to serve wings like pathetic mules. We deserted our hometowns for this cause. Now you suggest that we yield our knowledge after all we've been through? Let's see the bigger picture. Rather than just T-Corp, wouldn't the city as a whole benefit from them? Technology only has a value when it's used for others. Until then, they're just mere toys. The cellular technology I've developed, I could save at least hundreds of lives in the city. Should we really squander that chance of protecting this make-believe organization? Don't make clumsy attempts unless you plan to save everyone in the city. I thought this measly technology had what it takes to give every single person the help they needed. I would have given my all for it. But you think it'll change anything? It will still be a terrible mess. You're right. I thought wrong. What was the point in all this? Well, look at that. That was just a good job of burning things. Things creator was a researcher who had an art for a genuine study like us. Dongrang. I was certainly alright. Hey, check this out, Yusang. I chanced upon this curious thing in the back streets. It's apparently an item wing called K-Corp is producing these days. It's a swarm of nanobots that look more like liquid to the naked eye when you inject it. No matter how badly you're crushed, hurt, fractured, ripped, torn apart, or chopped away, it all heals up in seconds. Amazing, isn't it? It takes a short time for the pain to be gone. It's perfectly fine to be hurt. I don't have to strain my body and heart trying to cure things. I was so stupid, wasn't I? Dongrang. The Drifting Fox. I think we read through these. Right? Yes, I do remember reading these. So I'll speak to this battle as well. God, that was fun. Just like, alright, I didn't realize I was going into his big moves phase. It's like pop the Lament Mourn in Despair on an enemy that does sinking. Grade A. Grade A stuff. I have no idea how... this won't be that long of an episode right now. It's the problem with speeding up and end cutting and whatnot. There was wilting among the nine. Those who indulged in research with purity and astonishment on their faces, as they did in the old days, have already withdrawn their buds. In exchange, unfamiliar sounds began to fill the air. Orderly footsteps, sounds of wind-up keys that signify their position, heavy, low voices. Why? Why do you tell them Lee's location unknown? Anyone would have done the same. They said if I don't reveal the source of the technology, I'd be forcibly repatriated to S-Corp. Then you should have braced for it. Have the guts to bite your tongue and die if you couldn't stand to survive alone in the hometown. Why are these people dragging me away? Why is it a crime that I couldn't use my technology? My technology was worthless. You said it yourself, Young G. I don't want to go. No matter how hard we think, there's really only one way. It'll all be over once I go back. Gotta give away the glass. You're called. The league will be done for. Who knows what we might do with your technology once it falls into their hands? The voices of desperation ringing in the air did not change a thing. And so, there were those who rejected the notion of yielding their creations. I knew my turn would come, and I don't believe we'll see each other ever again. Those who can't let themselves be taken away, bored of living and hiding, decided to go my own way. Let's hope we never meet again. Those who left on their own. I saw a child who resembled the ocean. It's not like the glass or the mirror, but I like things reflected on the waves and tides of the ocean. They couldn't fathom the depths of the waters. I decided to follow along. And those who forever disappeared, leaving unknowable parting remarks. Like that, winter approached. That was a painful experience. I was actually in the shoes of the League of Nine member. We're synchronized with their memories. It's only natural that the traces will. Are those stars up there? Looking up, we saw a scenery that looks like a night sky through a crack. Lo, a shooting star! I heard that making a wish while a shooting star falls can make it come true. Maybe we'll try it? Why not? Romantic. Everyone quietly made a wish with their eyes closed. However, nothing happened. Who was it? One of you must have opened your eyes in the middle of it. Coast one infuriated sinner. We left the room. Mysterious figures glimmer in the window. Should we do something? We'll try talking. All sinners face the window. Lament. More despair. Feck. I forgot to read that. He had clutch at the figures in the window, the rabbit disappeared. Then a fragment fell from the window, we took it and left the room. There it is. That. Pride and Envy have one. That's actually really good. I forgot to read because I was looking at the results of that. If we did succeed, we would get the trace of a star when below 0 SP. Gloom and Sloth have 1 final power. Really not that worth it. I'm not concerned that I missed out on it. As it turned out, each of us wanted to protect a different point in time. Some wished to stop where it was, while some wished it to advance. In my case, we have received a report that you are in possession of unauthorized technology! I sent Youngji a letter in advance telling to seek refuge. To have the glass window in the mirror of the basement before they can take them. During and now carry them safely. I want the rest of you to hold the door while we do. I use that voice specifically because of future knowledge. Where is Youngji, the leader of the Nine Literature's leader, and his glass technology? This is the price you pay for the time you spent wrongly. Open the door to the basement. And then about the basement. One of us betrayed the League. Capion's nowhere to be seen since yesterday. It must have been him. The matter's no longer, Dongbek. We must run now. Say, how about I treat you to a stunning fireworks display for the last time? Carrying me a rather pretty flower when seen from a distance. Dongbek, you're playing too. That's for the last time. None of you here are traitors, right? There's no doubt about it. You're asking a ridiculous question. That was me, Dongbek. I stole the League out. The last thing that entered my sight was the sound of the explosion where Dongbek's half-scorched face and our League burning down in a colorless fire. That isn't quite right, Dongbek. You never confessed the truth to Dongbek. Dongbek has remained oblivious to it. Mostly she constantly harbored suspicion against us, knowing that it must have been one of us. It's me, Dongbek. I got out of the group. You fucking traitor! Revelations what colored Dongbek's dying eyes with wrath. It caused the frail ego to break and fall, snapping, scattering into petals. You know, Yusung. Loud ticks over the clocks at the front door son the T-Corp's tech agency employees have come to your house. I'm sure most of them were visited by the agency. It's an unforgettable experience. It's one you couldn't have known since you must have been under T-Corp's grace as a skilled architect. First visits tend to be sudden and quiet. Most are flustered by the unexpected arrival, but they still keep their pride and faith as members of the League. The agency knows that well. They also know that their visit instills the fear that they might come again whenever they'd like. The second visit is when things start to change. They now know where my time flows from and where it's headed. They have my past, present, and future. The shapes of all my weaknesses and desires are in their hands. What would have been your choice? Under the same circumstances, would you have chosen differently? And if so, can you say for sure that you would have? Organics? In particular, the regeneration of treatment and animals are your interest, correct? Of course, sounds better in that voice. Do you know about K-Corp, a wing we've been working with recently? It's an emerging one, whose nest is filled with an emerald glow. That wing might be interested in your technology. I'm sure you know that this is not a common opportunity. So you accomplished your wish there at last, Donring. I love just the silly hats of T-Corp. They're very silly. They're also hats. It's the vibe of T-Corp. Like, or not their vibe, but their appearance is silly. Explosion of the League of Nine shattered everything there was, and everything came to a halt for me as well. To stop means to cease caring. It is a state of indifference. In other words, it no longer mattered if I was weathered in stone. But that was when someone held me by the arm. Are you going to stand still and let T-Corp's technique take you away? Someone like you? You've finally gone mad, you say. You must come with me. What could I have done other than nod? If you told me to be apprehended by the tech agency employees, I would have nodded all the same. If you had told me to both me your technology to a concept incinerator, I would have done so. If you told me to hide in the spot and pretend to know nothing, I would have followed it. How many of the 9 survived and ran away? I do not know. For some odd reason, Maril shows up in that fight? I don't know why, but alright, sure. But, nah, I might as well do this fight. This is a bit of a longer one, this abnormality, but don't be so sad. I don't want to use your tears to fight the flow of time. Those tears are better reserved for those who need them more dearly. Don't forget, you're a nameless star hanging in the sky for everyone who is in suffering. With the passing of Miss Stefanette, we at K-Corp would like to take a moment to express our condolences, honoring her noble will. What's the need to be so roundabout? You know there's something you really want to say. Which of us will be the next chief executive? Well, the nomination should be simple, right? What did each of us do, and how much did it help to contribute to the growth of this nest, wing in its nest? Ever since Miss Stefanette began struggling to speak due to her age, I started extracting the tears in her stead. What? Have your min pawn read those gut-wrenching heartwarming stories out loud? I'll show the tea petition going down too. Are you serious? Wait. This is what happens when you run your mouth rashly. You know my temper still decided to play with fire. All the directors won't let you get away with this. Make sure that you finish before that happens. Oh dear Miss Stefanette. You're so kind even after you've gone. The tears don't have to be by noble means after all. Everyone, I believe I found the answer. Take the seat of the chief executive. There's only one simple thing to do. And share the prosperity of K-Corp. All that's left now is for the board of directors to cast their votes. Stop them this instant! It impels me greatly to think that one must suffer everlasting sights of despair and captivity for the many. Please won't reach them. This one didn't come from your song. It's fragmented scene concerning the tears. In case you aren't familiar, that one singularity has saved countless of lives. It was like someone fulfilled an old dream I couldn't make true. If say I were in that fight, I would have gladly given up everything I had. Every single thing, with no exception. So all we can do is just look at it with gratitude and respect. Like looking at the stars in my hometown. The Shock Centipede. It's not a difficult fight, it's just very annoying. But yeah. While this turn goes on, I will begin reading out its observation logs. Yeah, that centipede-ish thing, right? They call it that, but I'm not sure if it's the right name for something clad in a big chain of steel armor. I guess that's what abnormalities are like. Alright, starting with appearance, it looks kind of like a huge series of blue plates with steel connected together, kind of like a robot. Its eyes were red and glinted with something. And glinted sometimes, rather. Sometimes, it's actually pretty frequent, I saw sparks cross around its body like electricity was flowing. If it's visible to the naked eye. That means voltage is pretty high. It won't just sting when it touches you, that's for sure. So it really looks like a snake, coiled up and kept glaring. Fair point, but snakes have legs where you lived? Call that one a snake? You can't call that one a snake. They do though. There are legged snakes. Oh, I saw them too. Am I the odd one out? So funnily, darling. What the fuck's happening in the world if there's legged snakes? Jesus Christ. The city is truly spooky. Let me just finish off doing this turn as well. Before moving on to level 2. Education's not what we should have been worrying about. This guy was wearing some steel armor, didn't I? I gotta correct it, nothing armor. It was more like blades sharpening all sides covering its body. I could stabbing, pushing, even killing around us with the kind of body. There's a number on the sinners. We're all bleeding by ourselves dry. We're all bleeding ourselves dry as we fought. I mean, it had nothing to do with electricity. Looks like it had to stop whatever it was doing, coil stuff up in order to shock us. It was like that when it first faced us. No wonder it was like that when it first faced us. This means it has one clear weakness. Once I was smashing and couldn't coil up anymore, that has mean no more electrocutions, right? Excuse me, Gregor, I trust you and charged ahead only to be fried to a char. What do you have to say about this? I can attest to that. Its colored hair resembled a spoiled broccoli. No such thing as an orange broccoli even in battle. Same with my hair, say directly. Oh, cool down. Look, I'm sorry about what happened. Who could have thought breaking the head would make the electricity throw through its whole body? Of course, we had to make fun of Ishmael's 8-foot-long hair. Like, Jesus Christ, lady, you don't need that much hair. That's fine. You know, apparently centipedes' nerves stay active for a while after heart stop beating. It's the same. Seems to be some kind of final struggle. Got lax, but then the rich buddy got killed. Faust said since nerves are acted by electric stimuli, this may be an electric problem. She added that although there's no guarantee such logic still stands without formalities. But I disagree with her there. When we broke the head this last time, I noticed something. At least this guy has to be following some laws that make sense. I saw short circuits and electrical currents work with it, right? If that's the case, we'll wait for it to run out of power. We'll go down on stone. See if I'm right, will ya? Kind of alluded to there, the big reason why this fight is annoying is that it just never fucking ends. Okay, well, we're taking an unopposed attack, unfortunately. Unless we can break the head, which we can't. Absolutely not. We're taking 2 unopposed attacks, Jesus. Yeah, it's fine. She gains no extra shield from just guarding. Which is fine. Again, Shock Speed, it's not particularly difficult. It can roll a little bit high at times, but not to a point where, like, I'm actually that. Ooh, it's pierce damaged. Like, it does roll a bit high with, like, 1 or 2 skills, but, like, it's really not that bad. Again, it's just annoying with how long it lasts as a fight. We're gonna break the head. We're gonna go break the head. Between the attack weight from... hold up. We're actually gonna do that, and... Jesus, our speed has been an issue. Yeah, well. Both should be broken. I don't know why I bothered with that if I knew. Well, whatever. A decent bit of bleed. Yeah, I think we had broken the part with. Actually, we might not have broken the part with Ryoshu's. At this point, we're just going to do a damage. We might not have broken the head with Ryoshu's attack. We might have just targeted all actually, oh no, I might just not have had the poise. Yeah, stays at 1 HP and then just fucking doesn't die. Its head might have just regained health, and that was the issue. Nope. What is it? It gives self-charge. It's like... yeah, we just have to win. I think, if I understand it, I think we just have to win these 2 clashes. Or just 1 clash, I don't know, man. This fight's just annoying. Yeah. Like, it's not a particularly difficult Abno. But again, it just refuses to die. So, whatever. It is what it is. Shrek's enemy's body starting to coil up into one spot. Its electricity is gathering. As the center pointed out, sparks are flying from the center of its coiled body. It might be a good idea to stop it. You got this, Ryoshu. We just stroked the shock centipede's carapace. Crack opened up in its hard-looking armor. Release out the centipede. Sought to be a rare opportunity. 3 self-charge, getting some fragile. You have no self-charge right now. You're gonna get some self-charge from using your skills, which we're just going to destroy. Shock Centipede's so annoying in a fight. Again, like, it's never really difficult, and it eventually just dies. Whatever. It is what it is. But that will do it for this time. And next time, we will finish up the dungeon? Yeah, we'll finish up the dungeon. But until then, see you guys later.